hereby call this meeting of the FanGhouls Club to order. I am Brielle.
And I'm Hayley.
Hi, Hayley.
Hi, Brielle. And welcome to, I almost said book club, but it kind of is book club.
Baby book club.
It's baby book club. We're talking about, we're going to wrap up our chat about the first book in the Crescent City series, House of Earth and Blood. Last time we talked mainly about some of our favorite moments are the relationship between Bryce and Hunt.
It just turned into Bryce and Hunt.
It was heavy Bryce and Hunt, but that really is what the first book is. It's murder mystery centered around Bryce and Hunt.
Amazing.
Doing the murder mystery solving. So
that's one of my faves.
So we just want to wrap this up by chatting about some of the other characters, how it ended.
Yeah, I know we wanted to chat more about just the wide range of various creatures and beings, and people and human,
the different races. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And no, we didn't really get to expand much on what the world is besides Bryce and Hunt. And,
exactly.
Some of the stuff they went through. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I definitely
and how it's different from the other Sarah J. Maas books that we have already read, and you can't help but compare. So
yeah.
And see maybe how they connect. So it'll be a quick wrap up of that. But it's been a few weeks.
I think today is also Happy New Year Part 2.
Yeah. We're in LA, so it's been a bit of a rough few first weeks of the year. We are safe and, things are looking up here, but it was a pretty crazy couple of weeks for people in Los Angeles. But we're excited to be back.
Yeah.
And chatting about our escape from all of that, truly.
I will. Yeah. We look, if there's one thing we know how to do,
it's escape reality by reading and fangirling.
It's which world would I like to leave to today?
For real. It truly saved me this last month. So,
and with that, we then have a lot to kind of catch up on in general. So I think we can do a quick kind of just January fangirl chit chat.
Yeah, we'll have a longer fangirl chat before we dive into the book.
Yeah.
Great.
I think it's needed.
Yeah. I think so too. There's so much has happened.
So it's not even
so much.
So it's not even what did you fangirl over this week? It's over the past 3 weeks, this first 3 weeks of the year.
List.
Yeah.
As if we haven't been, talking to each other about it. We'll go through it as if we're catching up for the very first time.
I'll act so surprised. Don't worry.
Oh gosh, where do we even begin with this? Let's see. You say something, I'll say something.
We finished Crescent City series in general.
Yeah. So spoiler. So I don't know. It's it's sort of what do you call breaking the fourth wall? No. It's sort of ruining the illusion for us to say this, because we're recapping Crescent's the first book as if. We did say that we've read.
Life has happened.
Yeah. We had no choice. We had no choice but to dive into these books hardcore. And I would say House of Earth and Blood, we both we flew through.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so that's what we're talking about. But then we also said last time we'd already finished Sky and Breath.
Yes. And then in the past 2 weeks, we both finished the last one.
I also sped through the last book.
Okay,
I read it in less than a week.
That's crazy.
I don't
Look at her.
Yeah, she's a big girl. And this is for another day. This is for when we talk about that, but I cannot wait to share my thoughts and the way that people totally led me astray with these books.
I was so nervous. I was scared.
I know.
I wish I didn't see all that because then it made me
apprehensive.
Weary.
Yeah. So anyway, we finished.
And with that,
we finished the Massverse.
That's
finally.
Crazy. A whole year.
I know.
People are I finished it in 2 months.
Yeah. And
whole year.
I was confident that would happen for me, but
2 months?
No, I thought, remember my Goodreads, I made a Goodreads account at the beginning of 2024 when I, literally the second I finished the first ACOTAR book, I was like, I'm a reader. And I made the Goodreads account and I said, and it was oh, set your goal for the year. And I said, 50 books, easy, if they're all like this one.
Yeah.
And then.
But then they all just kept getting longer, so.
They just get longer and there's a tandem read involved and that took me months. And then we read Kingdom of Ash at the same time with our book club. So
that
anyway.
took a while, yeah. But yes.
But anyway, so yes, we finished Crescent City, and we have since started Fourth Wing because Onyx Storm came out literally today.
Yeah.
At midnight today this morning.
Yeah.
And so
everyone's so excited. I feel left out.
I know. I'm just like trying to avoid spoilers as best as I can. And I don't have any for the first or second book.
No.
So I'm going to try and get through these.
Just like the small things I know of the series, but no like crazy spoilers. Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, I know everyone's like so like they've been waiting forever. Like they're so excited. So I was like, oh, I wish we could have gotten to it sooner to be involved in this. But I'm excited to jump in now and maybe see what people get to say about it a little bit, like non-spoiler-y.
I mean, it's just very on brand for us to always be just like 15 steps behind everybody else, but
like it's part of
our charm. We're just so after the fact, but it's fine. Listen, we have the follow-up. We're heavy on the follow-up questions and theories. Great. Okay, that said, so books out of the way. That's kind of where we're at in our book world. But just there's so many things. I feel like I've changed as a person in these last few weeks, and we need to catch up on what each other has been doing, listening to, watching. We're watching some of the same stuff. And I have some questions for you that are kind of fun.
I love questions. All right, start on some of your list.
Okay, well, first and foremost, I have to tell everyone in the club that I have developed a hyperfixation for Post Malone's Country Era. I don't know what more there is to say about that, but all I will say is just give a listen to F1 Trillion, his country album that he released with several song collabs with some of the biggest names in country music, which I, to be honest, don't care about at all. I love him, and I'm not a country girl. Maybe when I was younger, my parents were.
You started off as one.
My parents liked country when I was young, but I quickly left it behind me. That said,
once Taylor moved on, so did Hayley.
Yeah, that's true, honestly. But I love Posty, and I am obsessed with his country album for some reason, and I've been listening to it non-stop.
That's so fun.
So that's something new about me in these last few weeks.
I love it.
What about you?
Last week was the season finale of Outlander. And it left on quite a cliffhanger that I saw. I haven't read the books yet. My husband did get them for me. Well, the first 4 for me for Christmas. So we'll see if I read them. Those are like the tiny books with even tinier font. And it's just like...
But first 4 are probably like the good stuff.
Probably, yeah. So the little ones with the tiny like font is very intimidating for me. So we'll see.
Yay.
At some point I definitely will in life. But anyway, I know a lot of people, this cliffhanger like completely strays from the books. And some people were flipping tables on some live streams I saw. I was like, I don't know what spoilers yet, but people were
no way, really?
So pissed.
Oh, I love online discourse. There's nothing I love more.
I know. Like group people were living together and like
I love
they're so passionate about this story, book and show, and
it's such an epic.
That's what I'm just so, like enamored either way.
Yeah,
I feel like that's how I am with a lot of things. Like I'm just like along for the ride. Like
yes, I'm just here.
Is it very entertaining
after the fact?
Guys, don't worry, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll read the books in like a few years.
We'll catch up.
Don't worry. But yeah, it was just very funny to like see that.
Yeah.
Completely book aside, cliffhanger, entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. And they both, just acting wise, never disappoint.
They're phenomenal.
And that is something you can always look forward to. Like they kill it every time.
It's so epic. I mean, there's no story like it. You don't get to see a story, let alone like a romance that spans literal decades.
20 plus years, yeah.
20 plus years.
Oh yeah, and
more than
decades. Like
exactly.
But like their story in general, like it's crazy. And now it's like a whole family drama too.
Yeah.
Like there's just whole.
Yep.
We started getting. I know how you feel about Roger. Started getting like all these Roger POVs, but you didn't get into like the later stuff that's like better Roger.
I left off. I think I started a rewatch of season 5, maybe.
I watched
5
it all
when
so
they. I think it's when they. I watched their wedding, which is the beginning of season 4 or 5. I know I watched that whole season because I left off on some. The end of that season was scary Claire stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that was real. Her kidnapping.
Yeah,
and all
you
that.
can always count on like the season finale being like, wait, what enormous traumatic event is gonna happen to who?
Oh God, yeah.
But yeah, so season finale, and then the last season will start at some point this year. We don't know when yet.
Mm-hmm.
And they did show in that when they aired the last episode, they did show the first like sneak peek teaser trailer of the prequel series Blood of My Blood.
Oh yeah, I saw something about that.
So it's both love stories of both of their parents.
Oh Jesus. What? Okay. So Claire's parents in
I don't know.
The 1900s maybe?
Yeah.
Late 1800s and then
I don't know when they met. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Brian Fraser and what's his mom's name?
I don't remember.
But yeah, so it's both love stories. I think it'll be interesting.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
They're doing a whole Yellowstone thing. Interesting.
Oh, really?
Because that's what they do, yeah.
But I'm interested to see if this shows us at all which of Claire's parents might be the traveler. Or is it not every generation? Or if it like who, where yeah, so.
Cool.
But yeah.
Love it.
Anyway.
Speaking of cliffhangers, we finally got, and this is something we share, we finally got this beginning of season 2 of Severance. Severance came back last week. The end of season 1 of Severance is in the top 5 best season finales ever, but the best cliffhangers ever. Ever.
I did not think they were going to leave it like that. I was devastated.
So many questions, but also like so many things starting to unravel. So you just have so much like hope and anticipation. And then some of us waited 3 years, 3 years for it to come back. And so we finally watched the season 2 episode 1 on Saturday.
Oh, it is
and it
good
did not disappoint.
Show.
So good.
I liked that in this first episode you only see, spoiler not right, like you only see stuff of the innies.
Yeah.
So obviously the hope is next week it's like going to be all outie stuff and we'll see, I guess. But it still left you the whole episode. You're like, wait, but we don't have any of the whole pic. Like we didn't get any.
Yeah.
We
can't spoil too much, but there may or may not be like, we don't know how much time has passed.
Yeah.
And what happened.
Yeah.
Right, immediately after for the outies, what happened.
Yeah.
After the events of the end.
They were the ones
1.
that were in it.
Yeah. But we're still following the innies, and that's who they were at the end of season 1. We're still following them in the first episode of season 2. So we haven't actually had the outies perspectives for quite a while.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool.
I know.
It's so good.
And I loved the pop-up that they did in New
Grand
York.
Central.
And you see Ben Stiller like taking pictures like a proud little father on the outside. Like,
fangirling over his own show. I love it.
He looked so happy.
I know.
It was adorable. Oh. Yeah, Severance killed it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Do we know how many episodes it's going to be?
Well, I don't know. I think it's 8 in the first season. Yes.
Really?
8. So maybe 8 more. I'm not quite sure. So good.
I can't wait for the goats.
I can't wait to hear about what the goats are all about. I think I have a theory.
Please don't take them. They're not ready.
Horrible. I also don't know.
Now there's a child. I was like, that's true.
There's a kid.
I hope nothing actually happens.
There have been promotions. There have been fire. There's been so much that has happened.
Oh, yeah, we didn't see what's her face yet.
Miss Cobell.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I know.
And it'll be different because we both binged it. Like it kills me, but I think it is fun to watch it weekly though.
I hate weekly shows.
Glad we have TikTok back.
For 25 days.
So that I can watch. I enjoy watching people's theories on this show because I watch plenty of TV. I can formulate my own theories and like all
sometimes
that, but sometimes I'm
wildest.
Just dumb and I'm also just like I miss things. You miss and people pick up on. We all pick things up differently, I think, and so seeing people's perspectives on what's going on is cool.
Some people will take the time
Exactly.
And I do not have the mental capacity
so it's
to
nice
do the time that some of these people put into these theories is incredible. That's what, there's like certain people online, like every day I see them live talking about Outlander, and I'm like, how are you still talking about that? Like, I know. They have everything.
It's like, we can talk, but not like that.
But we're a little bit late.
But again, we're also like, remember when this happened? And everyone already knows this and have for 5 years. But isn't that interesting?
Anyway, wow, Severance stoked. Okay, what else? I watched the first couple episodes of the newest season of Sex Lives of College Girls.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was getting mad.
What are you mad about?
I really didn't want to hear you say, like, a new show.
Oh, because I know.
Because I need you to watch Outer Banks.
It's like I signed a contract.
I'm stating it for the record.
I'll do it.
If not, you should just watch all of the edits that I've saved under our joint account.
I see them every day.
So good. But anyway, I have not caught up on Sex Lives because
I think I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes. They're shorter episodes, so they're like easy to just
so easy to watch.
Oh my god,
it's so good.
Kimberly will never fail to make me cackle.
Shout out,
such a good character.
Pauline, right? Pauline Chalamet.
I think so. We're not good at this.
But I know her name. I follow her and I know, but then I say it and I second guess myself. But I'm pretty sure it's
comedic genius.
Incredible, flawless.
Like some of the lines they have her say, I'm just like, it's so funny.
And it probably comes out of her too. Like
it's
she's
so
probably
good.
riffing all the time.
It's so good. And Renee is in the first episode. She's hilarious. Sad to see her character leave though.
I want to know what happens with Whitney. I love her.
Whitney, yeah. No, I'm surprised that it's still just as entertaining because they're just like, what more could they be going through?
Right.
But every time it's just...
We went through a lot in college.
I know, yeah, yes. That's very true. Never dull.
No.
But it is just funny, like their chaoticness all together. Like it really makes me laugh. Like it's a really funny show.
Yeah.
So...
It has really good, it just has good energy. Like it flows really well.
And they're all so sweet and like help each other. And
most of the time.
Sometimes, yeah. But they're sweet.
It's fun to remember like how they came to like at the beginning and how they were all like so different. They're all so different. They come from very different like high school experiences. Yeah. To see them become friends is just the best. It's very
best
college
friends.
And it's awesome.
What else you got?
I have officially started my very first Stancy edit. It's something that I have been talking about doing for years now.
Yeah.
And I have officially started it.
Did you officially pick your song?
Yeah, I've had the song for years.
Okay.
I've known exactly what I wanted to do with it.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
I cannot wait.
But I don't want to half-ass it. I want it to be full screen, good quality, like, so I'm going to perfect it.
I'm so excited.
And I can't wait because I have an eye for an edit. I really do. Like, I do think it's I really think it's a talent that I have in me. Yeah. That I need to like share with the world.
Okay. And I can't wait.
A lot of inspiration from the HOEAB Arctic Monkeys cover edits.
That's not the song. The first time I heard that cover, I almost exploded because I love both of them.
He did it at the show that we saw, right?
No.
What the hell? There was a song that he did at the concert.
He didn't do any covers.
I wish I remember the song
that he sang.
No. Not a popular one that I already knew. He did it towards the beginning, middle of the set. God, I wish I remember it. I had been listening through his discography to try and find it. But I thought we were reading Throne of Glass at the time, and I was like, this is Dorian and Minon's song. And
you can't find it?
No. And it made me cry, I remember.
I remember you were like very silent most of the concert, and afterwards you're just like, I think I just had a religious experience.
It was. Yes. Like some people, you have to experience them live.
He is better live, and it blew my mind. You don't remember what the song would be?
No, it drives me insane. I swear I've listened I've been combing through everything.
What's your last one?
Okay, my last one. I have so many things to catch you up on. We're reading Fourth Wing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, I have never come up with a fan cast so quickly. All of Sarah J. Maas's books, like, I had a hard time and I really had to, like, think about it. But I have one.
Well, it's hard when all of them are listed as the tallest, most handsome, carved out man, and you're like,
yeah, maybe. I think Crescent City was a little easier because
they all were so different.
I think the personalities really shine through. But my Fourth Wing fan cast, I think, is pretty perfect. And yes, Charles Melton is in it.
Is he still your Reese? He's moved on now because now you need to move it. They all can't be in.
He's more Hunt.
Series.
He's more Hunt than Reese for me.
Charles?
Yep.
Okay.
I think so.
He's who you cast in Fourth Wing?
Yes.
As Xaden?
Yes.
Really?
100%.
Is he tan enough?
Yes. Oh my God, I think he's perfect.
Really?
Yes. And I love my Violet.
Who? You just started reading it.
My Violet is Madeline Klein, who plays Sarah Cameron in Outer Banks. But, like, she's super short, and Violet's, like, very small. So, like, and physically, sometimes I don't really care. Meaning, like, body type. Like, doesn't really matter to me. Just her personality, her, like, feistiness. And I just think it would be such a great role for her. And I can picture her with, like, the silver hair and a braid. And
I was curious why, like, a few fan art things that I've seen, I was curious why she had, like, silver hair. I was like, oh, it's just, like, she thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But then when I just started reading it, I was like, oh. She's got, like, deficiencies. I was like, ouch. I thought it was, like, a cool choice.
No. It's what sets her apart. That's what makes her special. But I have everybody else cast, too.
Everyone? Damn.
Not the adults, because that's boring. But all of her classmates and stuff I have cast. And Dane.
I'm not going to lie, very weird for me.
Second I read it, because your brother's name is Dane, and it's spelled the same way.
Like,
yeah.
the few Danes I've ever seen or met in my life was Dane, as in, like, Great Dane, the dog. But yeah, the second I saw that, I was like, this is the first time I've ever seen that before, and that's weird for me.
So good. I do have a Great Dane.
A Great Dane?
In my fan cast.
Who?
Noah Centineo.
Noah.
I think that's how you say it. But I think he would be really good.
He needs to be in another rom-com. He did so well in that. Like, he needs to go back to that.
Is he in the war movie that we're going to see?
Yes, we need to go see the war movie.
And Charles Melton is also
Charles Melton. Joe. We got Noah. We got...
Joe No. Kit. Not Joe. Kit.
Luck.
Different Heartstopper. Yeah, the other Heartstopper boy.
The other one. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, but, like, they cast all of the, like...
Yeah. White boys on the
fictional boyfriend. Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyway.
The last thing I have to say.
Yeah.
Today, exactly, is 10 months until Wicked for Good. I truly thought I'd be more excited for the first movie, and I so was.
But there were some nerves there, right? Because you're like, it's going to be amazing, but
we had no idea what we were in for.
We didn't know how amazing it was going to be, and now we have the confidence.
Yeah, I think I'm scared, not in like, oh, they're not going to do it justice, but I'm scared of like, I don't know if I should watch this movie. Scared, like,
I know.
all the fun parts are
yes.
in the first half of the play, like
all of it. Yeah, there's nothing
fun in the second part.
Nothing bright.
And I'm curious, like, how long is it even going to be? Because second act is short.
But they're adding a bunch of songs.
New songs. Both Cynthia and Aria are going to have a new song each.
Yes, I read that, and I wasn't sure. I knew Cynthia was going to have a new song, but I saw a couple articles about Glinda also having one, but I didn't know if they were true.
Apparently, it's like a thing, an important part for her character, like the switch up she does right at the end.
Oh.
That, like, we don't really see on stage in the play.
Yeah.
Apparently, they, like, created a song to, like, really show that.
Cool. I wish Fiyero had another song.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be perfect.
As long as your mind is going to...
I can't think about it.
I literally might throw up in the theater, like, watching that. The two of them singing as long as...
with the with what's her name? We need to do her justice.
Alice Brooks.
Alice Brooks, God is a woman, and she is Alice Brooks for bringing us.
Dude, I did my research after I watched
without
that
even having
first
seen
time.
it
I
yet.
was like,
it's gonna be.
She blew my mind.
It's gonna be. I have no words.
And are they gonna do it in the Enchanted Forest, like where they first had their moment?
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna, and it's beautiful there. It's like Pandora. It's like Avatar.
Yes,
like it's like colorful and
you know you're gonna give it even more attention too.
Yeah, you know what? I guarantee you, because people bitch and complain about the first one not being colorful enough. I hope they make the second one like the most
dark.
Oh, I was going to say opposite, but that would be. I mean, it is going to be more dark, naturally.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to be.
But
I'm not ready, but I'm so excited.
I know.
10 months. Dude, I know. Yeah, we got to get on it.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get to premiere number 2.
We have less than a year. It's going to go by so fast. Yay.
Alrighty.
Do you want to do a question?
Sure.
Okay, well, I have one that's rapid fire.
Great.
And I don't do your thing where you're like, I can't think of it. Just do whatever comes to your head. Okay? Yeah. Rapid fire question.
Yeah.
What is the first Glee cover that comes to your mind?
My man.
Wait, what's that one?
Rachel Berry sings it. It's a Barbra Streisand song from Funny Girl.
Oh, yes.
I remember sitting there like with my parents when I watched it in high school, and I was like,
what the
absolutely blown away. I thought it was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life.
Love it.
Wow.
That was one of my questions.
Made me nervous.
Okay. I'm going to save one because this is one, it's only fair if you get to think about it.
Okay.
But I can ask you now. And anyone who's watching, you can answer in the comments below.
Okay.
You don't have to answer right now.
Okay.
But something to think about. Is there anything that you would sever for?
Whoa. Okay.
We'll come back next week and answer these questions.
Does that mean like a sad thing?
Like
if my wife died?
No. I'm talking about like how the woman in the show severed for childbirth. Childbirth. Not like the actual work routine severance. I
gotcha. When Kenny and I watched the quick preview of the first season before we watched the first episode again, it went over that. So I wonder if that's going to be an important plot point of the second season. But it went over that woman who severed while being her whole pregnancy, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I turned the Kenny. I was like, I would 1,000% do that. Don't put me through it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because honestly, in there, I mean, we could do a whole like severance episode of this this thing. Because then you're still forcing yourself to feel it. It's just your innie, and that's kind of cruel. That's just cruel.
Yeah, no, you're just...
Anyway.
Yeah.
But if there's anything you can think of.
Okay.
And then my other question was, and I saw this on TikTok today, what is your crash out song of choice? I'm still thinking about mine.
Okay.
Those are my questions of the week.
Yes,
them. Well, collectively we had one yesterday. The smallest hand. We'll ponder.
Okay.
And we'll answer our questions next week.
Cool.
But if you have an answer, comment, and maybe we'll steal it. No, I'm kidding.
Comforting.
Yep. Okay.
Crescent City.
Okay. No, I'm excited because
this feels like a year ago.
That's the thing. Who's your favorite character from book 1? I mean, it's obvious.
My favorite character in the first book? I don't know. Lily?
I think it's Lele.
Lele? Lahabada?
Okay, yeah. We need to talk about the sequence of this ending.
Just the whole ending part?
Yeah, I mean, that's like always the meatiest stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the rest of the book is Bryson Hunt, really. And her uncovering more and more about Danica. Sure, we meet a little bit of Therion and the Viper Queen. And I think that the creatures are interesting. The Crystallos creatures are interesting.
Demons.
The demons are wild. And
I love that he's just like Umbra Mortis, Demon Hunter.
Oh, so cool.
I was like, wow, you had to add like an even cooler like title onto your list.
Yeah, he's pretty
Demon
badass.
Hunter? Okay.
And has also led a rebellion and like has, yeah.
And wears a backwards baseball cap.
Oh.
I don't know. I like often see a lot of people say missed, I feel like, in terms of like
in the
general
order
discourse.
Yeah, in the order of like book boyfriends.
Yeah.
I think he does not get enough hype.
I don't get it. Yeah.
Me either. Anyway, and we are already talking about Bryson Hunt again.
Did you see Chapter 5 coming at all?
Danica?
Yeah.
Or the wolves? No. And I mean, it's horribly shocking and sad and upsetting. Mm-hmm. But I am glad that it wasn't spoiled for me because, gosh, and it was 5 chapters in.
5.
We get a lot before that. Yeah, you don't see it coming at all.
It's like that perfect mix of because she's just like drunkenly trying to get home and you're just like reading, like you just think.
And she has this moment with Connor and they're texting and she's like, and you think like her going home to Connor, this is the turning point for her. And this is where the story really begins. And it is just not in the way that you think.
I could not tell you. I knew deep down the second I saw that they were going to like maybe be a thing, I knew in my heart that he was going to die.
Connor.
Because she does not ever have the first option or first love interest be the love interest. Plus, deep down, I knew she's going to end up with Hunt, as everyone just knows that. But there was just something about reading it. And when as soon as he texted her, I remember feeling so sick. As soon as he texted her, like, I've had a long time to think of all the ways I'm going to, like, spoil you or whatever, how he worded it. I read that and I was like, but I didn't expect that mean like the next page that means that he was dead. I did not see that coming at all. And I was devastated because we all know that I was Team Jacob growing up and I loved the wolves and I always felt like there wasn't enough wolves in Twilight. So you're thinking... So we start off and I was like, she's best friends with this wolf. There's a whole pack. I was like,
and we don't have wolves in the rest of the the other books.
Yeah.
I know. I was excited for you too.
I was so excited. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to date the wolf. Oh my God.
And she's like part of their fam already.
Chapter 5.
It's just way too good to be true.
Not only was it surprising that it happened, but for it to be so brutal, I was like.
And she just wrote it so, unfortunately, so well. And this like, because with Bryce being like a partier or whatever, the first 4 chapters are just so like high energy. She's zipping around, Danica's zipping around with her sword, and she's like, I don't really care. And she's like, but I'm the leader of these wolves, whatever.
But they're so funny. Yeah.
And they're just like
being
best friends. And you're getting used to this like urban, the urban fantasy, and it's like whole new world, and it seems really exciting. All these different creatures and races, and then bam. And then suddenly it's just so dark.
Yeah.
And it feels like a typical like a drama, typical like crime drama series where you get to you're in the police station. It's a little noir.
Yes.
And you get and then you meet Hunt, obviously.
And their moment of like we were just talking about this earlier, but the classic like, and then she looked and it was the most beautiful man she's ever seen. But like theirs was so funny because it wasn't like a casual run-in. Like she's bleeding out in this alleyway and he's there and she like still looks at him.
I know.
And takes that moment to like stare at him.
So good.
And what did he say? Like, I got you or something?
Yeah.
Speaking of like her dating life, do you think, is there anything fishy about the fact that starting off the book, she was dating that dude from
I forgot about
that company. But we know now that Danica like set them up. But then when we learn more and more, like Danica sometimes working there because she was trying to learn more about the synth and learn more about all this stuff. So like, was Bryce dating that dude
for Danica's gain? Probably. I mean, it gave Danica an easy. Potentially, I think she saw it as an opportunity to get an in.
Yeah.
And maybe she knew he was harmless.
Maybe she was just trying,
And, you know, there probably was a bit of hurt. At the time, Bryce was so unserious that Danica thought it wouldn't hurt to just, like, set them up. He had money and, you know, whatever. So, but definitely, because I think Danica, as we know, even from the end of the first book, we knew she would stop at nothing to unveil all these secrets.
The fact that there's always more.
It never stops.
It's wildly impressive.
I know. It's such a great, like, driving force for the story, though, because and like because of that beginning and their closeness, it makes total sense why Bryce would continue to want to also seek answers, even though she's uncovering all of this about Danica.
She just wanted to figure out, like, what the actual, like, reasoning was. Yeah. Because the more that she kept finding out, it was just another thing of, like, why was she involved in all this? Like, what is going on?
I know. I think it's, like, actually genius.
I already want to reread the first book. Like, and it might be one of my favorite endings, too.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
And it was, a long ending. It's not just the last 100 pages or even... There are so many different focal points and so many different groupings of things that happen, from the summit to her back at is it the Antiquities? Yeah, with her job.
With Micah and Leheba and everything. To then, oh my God, then the gates and the invasion with the demons.
I didn't think that was going to happen. All of a sudden hell opened up and we were like, oh...
What?
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen.
Because, the Crystallos demons, just one, like, were so destructive. Like, she made them so scary and destructive.
I know.
That, like, Hunt got Shrek'd by them.
I know.
A couple of times. And
we kind of talked about it last episode, too, but, like, the ending especially of the way that she incorporated the fact that, one, Declan... and just his whole character is so, like, super secret spy, like your friend cool. behind the chair character. Yep. But, like, the fact that it is modern and the way that she utilizes, like, the cameras. So it was really cool for them all to be at the summit, but then they're watching what's happening to Bryce. Yeah. Made it so good to read. Yeah. Like, it was so...
Because you're getting all their reactions, and that fuels your reaction. And you're trying to uncover, okay, they're reacting this way, so, like, what does that mean? And all of this stuff, it's just wild.
And the thing I guess one of the things I was the most confused about in this first one is, like, really understanding their, what is it called? Like, they have to go through their ordeal.
The drop? Oh, no, the ordeal is different, yeah.
Yeah, that was still very confusing to me. Of, like, something to do with another person or being that you care about. I don't know, like, I think that was the main thing in the first book that I was really still lost on.
Yeah, because you have the drop, the ordeal, and the visit to not the mystic. It's the
I think that's only Faye.
Only the Faye go see that, like...
Yeah.
The fortune teller or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. But there are a lot of rituals that happen.
Yeah. That was something that was kind of hard to keep track of and understand.
Similar to the politics, like the hierarchy of who's in charge. Like, it's very multi-layered.
But yeah, so Bryce... Honestly, poor girl.
Yeah.
My God, she went through it, especially in this first one in general, when she had no idea what was going on. She didn't volunteer for it, you know?
No, she just had a friend. She just, like, my best friend died, and, like, all of my chosen family is dead. My dad is, like, an actual nightmare.
The worst. But the fact that, like, in all of this, in this ending of the book, is, like, she went through her ordeal. Yeah. Too, in the middle of it. Yeah. With... What is it? Syrinx? Syrinx?
That's how I say it.
These are always so difficult.
I know.
But that was, so, like, in the middle of all of that, like, that's what she had to go through.
Holy crap. That was horrible.
She really had to jam pack it all into, like,
that scene in Jessica's, the basement was one of the most stressful that I've read. Easily. So even more than the gates and everything, because at least that, I don't know, something about the setting of it being down in that basement and them trapped, and then the tank, like, and searing. So just I could not deal.
Yeah.
I couldn't deal. And knowing that Leheba was already scared of what was inside the tank.
And she still opened it.
I know.
And she said, like, pretty much like Sam's phrasing and throwing a glass.
Oh, yeah. That was... I wasn't expecting that at all.
I didn't think she would be the one to die.
No, not at all. And not in the first book, you know?
Yeah.
Because she was sort of like comedic relief through the whole thing and treated kind of shittily, like a lot of the time. And all she wanted to do was see, what did she call Hunt? She had a nickname for him.
Didn't she like ruin more too?
And
because he was like the prince.
Yeah.
She wanted to meet the prince. Like she was just so excited.
She just loved her reality shows.
Because she was just stuck in this basement her whole like.
I know.
Question for the sprites: is it only fire sprites, or is there other elemental sprites like for like different, or is it only fire?
I don't know actually.
Because we only read about her, who is the fire sprite. But I feel like if it was only fire sprites, then they wouldn't have to always say fire sprite. They would just say sprite. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe there are others, but I don't remember. I don't know.
Yeah. I was so sad that she died.
That I cried like a baby. And that was the beginning. I cried and then I didn't stop.
And then leading right into like the badass gun, like the rifle part was so cool.
I know.
It really was nonstop.
Just great. Again, like she does this so well with the callbacks, and like we like learn about that gun way early,
and you don't think too much of it.
No. And then of course like it does this, she uses it for this huge heroic thing to kill an archangel of all things.
Easy.
Especially when like you've seen how hard like the demons are to kill, and like how these archangels are like put on these pedestals of like, they're almost untouchable.
Yeah.
Like the Asteri. So it's pretty crazy that happened.
I know. And then
she
she
did it.
Vacuums him up. Is the funniest thing I've ever read.
I know. And then it does matter because without Leheba that she wouldn't have been able to do that. But then the demons freaking invade, and she's got then I'm stressed. Then we're stressed because she's running and she doesn't know who to help, what to do, because like right before this, she's just a normal ass girl.
That's what I'm saying.
She's like, she's a sharpshooter because of her dad, but it's like, she's like, I'm not trying to be this big hero, but.
And at this point, she didn't even drop yet. Like she still was.
I know. And I think
mortal.
that is, again, I think that makes Leheba's sacrifice like even more powerful. I think that's truly the thing that like snaps her into place a little bit. So it was not in vain.
Yeah, she's not gonna let it waste.
Mm-hmm.
I loved finally that then we did get to see that Ethan disobeyed Sabine, and him and some of the wolves like went to help Bryce. Ugh.
Yeah, that her strained, to say the least, her strained relationship with him was heartbreaking too. Learning that he is Connor's brother.
And they were like best friends. Yeah. And oh, I know, but he ran to help her. Yeah. Because he knew what she was doing was right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then everyone at the summit watching was just nuts. Like they all just have to sit there. I was laughing so hard because they mentioned like 3 times that it's only a 30-minute like helicopter ride.
Yeah.
It kept coming up.
I know.
So I was like, I guess at some point they're going to hop in a helicopter.
It'll only take 30 minutes.
But yeah, it was quite the like grouping of people. Because slowly throughout the whole book, we're meeting these people in different ways. Mm-hmm. And that all of the people come together then at the summit. It was interesting to then see them all interact. And that's when we get to see Therion and He calls her Pax.
Apaxia.
They're so cute. Like, they start to become friends then.
Yeah.
So you start to see, and I could, like, at that summit specifically is when you could tell, like, oh, these are the people that are going to, like,
yeah, we'll continue
be Bryce's,
on with them.
like, inner circle, pretty much. Like,
yeah.
You can tell, like, it started making this form of the important people that would, like, be on her side or would, like, play a big part in whatever was going to come next. But it was, like, so out of left field when Hypaxia just, like, goes up to Hunt and she's just like,
here you go.
And then completely
I know.
unslaves him.
Like, Mr. Hunt has been
Mr. Hunt.
through it.
Crazy.
What in the world?
I know.
Take one thing, just one bad thing away.
I know.
But why does he have to have so many bad things that have happened?
I know.
And his change throughout just the first book is so good. And then he goes to help Bryce. That sequence was like one of the best things I've ever read.
Of him jumping from the helicopter.
Yeah. And her drop specifically, I was sobbing the whole time I was reading that. I think like anytime I read Light It Up on the page, I started crying. For some reason, that line like really strikes me. It's because, so like, good.
At first, you just think it's like this cute saying that they have, which it is. But then when you learn why it's even said, and then you learn it's because Danica knew the whole time that she had the light, and she never told a single person. And then like you see that through Rune's point of view, and he learns that she never said anything because she didn't want to overshadow him because it was like his thing.
Ugh, their relationship is the best.
I was so happy to start reading like a good sibling relationship.
Yeah.
Because Throne of Glass didn't have any siblings
at all.
No,
ACOTAR doesn't have a good... The sisters...
All the sisters hate each other. Yeah.
It's very nice.
Or it was like nice too to like see them come back together too. And like I always loved like Rune's point of view of like he was just proud of her no matter what. And like he really just wanted to get close to her again. And he just loved her. And it was so sweet.
I love his character. He's so gentle. Like he's very gentle for a frat boy. I love it. Yeah. I love it for this like rebellious, pierced, he puts on this facade, but he's like the softest.
Like
sweetest
with all the
man.
Tattoos and everything.
Yeah, I just adore him.
I know. And his like best friends, like it's cute to see all of these relationships. I don't know, there's just something about all of the like pre-existing frientships that you automatically meet in this book. I just really loved. I don't know.
Yeah, I think she like puts spotlight on, or she takes more she took more time writing them, and not just from the main character's point of view. Yeah. Like you just really get to meet all of them individually and in their own groupings, which is so important for the rest as well, for the rest of the series.
It brings
when things branch
extra
out.
Hands.
Yeah.
I think I just really loved it, and all of them especially. It's just because this one like felt significantly older. Yeah, they definitely, and they are. Yeah. What is she, like 22? At least, yeah. But like they all had jobs, like they just felt older, and in that felt more relatable too. Because it just felt like, I don't know. It makes you feel like they're more maybe. You're quicker to believe that they're capable of everything they take on. Yeah. Not that it needs to be believable right off the bat. And they all grow, obviously, and like get stronger in different ways and everything like that. I mean, it's just obviously it's going to be more relatable to us because we're not 18 anymore. So I just felt, I don't know. It's just funny. Like they all had because like something would happen, they all get attacked, and the next day like, oh, I gotta go to work. Bryce especially, she's like, sorry, I gotta go to work. It was just like every time. It was kind of funny. Yeah. Like it really just. Like Jessica is gonna kill, and like to be fair, Jessica kind of scary. So I love her being like,
oh, I think I'll turn you into a snail. She's so funny.
Just threatens everyone all of the time. Or that, like, anyone in the tanks, they didn't know if it was actually, like, used to be a person or not.
Oh, God, I know.
Well,
we
already read the second one. Mm-hmm. But finishing that first one, did you have any, like, expectations of the second one, like, going into it?
I'm trying to think of, like, where it left off.
It was, like, pretty wrapped up, happy ending-ish.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've said this. It's like it could have been a standalone book. I'm personally glad it wasn't. I know some people feel differently.
I know.
But I think mostly I was excited to get to know more of the characters that were introduced and then shown heavily in the summit.
Oh, yeah.
Scenes. And Therion was an instant hit for me. Mm-hmm. I loved him from the start. So I was excited for more Therion, Hypaxia, and Rune in general, especially.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'd seen the cover art for the second book, and I was like, ooh, cool. It'll be like a Rune book.
That's not Rune.
Who is it?
Those are like the gods.
Oh, the gods? It looks like
Rune.
Rune.
It looks just like him.
Weird.
That's what I always kind of thought, but I think I saw someone say because the last one's like, I don't know. Because the first one's not Bryce.
No, you're right. I just didn't pay. It just looks like Rune hair, same hair. I was excited for more of him and his story, and we had no idea what the conflict was really going to be.
Yeah,
restructuring, like, you know, I think I was excited to see what was going to happen with the 33rd, because Hunt also killed an archangel. Yeah. So
yeah, like what was the fallout going to be of that? Well, I like because at the end there's like, well. Regulus?
Regelius?
Ooh.
I don't know.
That sounds fancy. He, like, threatened Bryce and Hunt.
Yes.
They, like, just live quietly.
Oh, that's how it ended, right?
And happily and never say a word.
And obviously we're like, that's not going to happen.
Great. There's a whole 2 other giant books.
I wonder how long this will last. I'm sure in my mind, I'm like, well, I'm sure they would love that.
Yeah. And they tried.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen. I was excited for more characters. And Ethan. For sure.
Love Ethan.
Right. I just wanted the wolves to start rebuilding.
He's just like little Jacob Black. And I was just so excited to get like a character like that. Yeah. And see if, because the last we left off in the first book is that Bryce led him into the shelter and closed the door. Yeah. And he was like banging and so scared. Mm-hmm. And we didn't see anything of him after that.
No.
So I was excited for the second one to see like what the not fallout, but like what the next meetup of the 2 of them would be, or if like we get to see him like relieved that she's alive, or like what their relationship would then be, because all we knew is that they used to be best friends, but now they don't even talk anymore.
I know.
So yeah, I was definitely excited. I wanted more wolves.
Yeah, I know. Not the wolves that we came to know towards the end of that book.
No.
But yeah, Ethan gave me, was like the sliver of hope. So that got me excited again for sure.
Yeah.
We get to, and then, we didn't get much of Jessica or the Viper Queen, I think are 2 other characters that are kind of play a big role.
Mysterious, yeah.
Yeah.
These creepy, scary, like,
again,
women.
It's like this hierarchy, like, how important are you? Like, who... Viper Queen, you have this territory to yourself. Jessica has some pull with everybody. So I was excited to learn more about them, too.
Yeah.
Because also, like, I love how she writes, like, these female characters. So I knew that they were going to play
a bigger part.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely amazing book. Overall, I'm just so happy that I had no preconceived notions going in, other than some people not liking it. And I totally felt the opposite. I
don't understand.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite books of hers that I'd read.
Especially this first one.
Yeah, for sure. Easily.
I would love to read it again already.
Me too. I
already missed them. That's why I started 4th Wing the next day, and I was like, but
I can't sit in the slump. Yeah, I have to like keep going, but there are a few days while I start a new one that I'm like, I thinking of them.
I know, you like sit down to open the book and you're like, oh yeah, it's not my friend.
It's a different, yeah, it's true. It's so true. And especially, yeah, something about these.
Because they're all, like, it was the groups of friends and like they were all close in different ways. And that it was just like, it felt so.
In a more, I guess, like, hits a little closer to home maybe, you know?
Yeah.
So, and the subject matter is cool. This murder mystery, like, and yeah, there was so much more about Danica to uncover too. So that wasn't going to stop. So yeah, I just wanted to keep going.
Never ending.
Amazing.
I know.
5-star book.
Oh yeah. One of my favorites. I need to start figuring out what my SJM full ranking will be. And I don't know how I'm going to do it. Especially like that middle like section of like, how do you... That's crazy.
I wonder if there's like criteria we can look up.
Maybe.
Like things to think about.
I'll have to look back at the Throne of Glass one.
Phew.
Just to see where I at least put those. And then figure out where I place everything in that maybe.
I know.
Will be helpful. But yeah,
no idea.
That's going to be so hard.
Yay!
Alrighty. Well, next week.
Why are you crossing? Finger cross. Oh. Let me rephrase that. Why do you have your fingers crossed?
Because at this point, who knows what's going to happen? It's 21.
So ominous.
It's 21 days in the year and I'm exhausted.
Me too. Next week, I think we can do one episode, one chat for House of Sky and Breath.
Book 2?
Book 2, yeah. Because I think we can wrap it up in one. And then we might need a couple for Flame and Shadow. But we'll see.
Okay.
So good.
I can't believe we finished that fast.
Yep. It's because I think...
I was surprised. I liked it so much. I
wasn't, the most pleasant of surprises.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay.
Cool.
Sky and Breath. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for listening, everyone. And don't forget the questions that we asked. You don't have to rapid fire Glee song answer, but tell us what your favorite Glee cover is.
You should rapid fire Glee song.
Think of it and write it down. Okay, on that note, this meeting of the FanGhouls Club is adjourned. Ooh, that was a good... I almost said that was a good one. Bye.
Good night.